So now we're going to switch into the topic of who to incentivize and, the different personas that, people are saying. So Laura, if I can maybe address this question to you. We've heard from the panel so far about the complexity of the channel, the changing landscape of the channel. Can you share with, the audience what you're seeing in terms of types of either companies or types of individuals within your partner ecosystem that you now have to address with incentives?
Yeah, so it's important that the incentive programs are structured to align with the company's strategic goals. So it helps define who gets incentivized. We have inside of Poly, we look at the distributors, resellers, and then the individuals within the companies in the partner ecosystems to see if, depending on what the program is and how we go to market with them. The majority of our incentives are targeted towards the reseller companies, followed by individual rewards. And a lot of it we pass through distribution to make sure that we also give them an incentive because they are a huge voice to the reseller community. But as we move more towards targeted incentives, we may drill down into specific partner, types. Often even with inside of partner programs, many people assume that your high-level, metal-level partners are the ones actually driving the bulk of the business. But when you start to sometimes do some analysis at the overall sales of your products when you're designing these promotions, you may see that you may have more transactions through the other partners that might not be in the higher levels, but they're actually doing smaller, more transactions. So you need to think about the holistic view of your channel to make sure that you're being inclusive with all partner types, that you're not by creating a promotion or some sort of program that you're actually thinking you're doing the right thing of driving the higher, tier models. Well, in fact, you could be excluding the ones that are actually, 40 to 50% of that low-hanging fruit run rate business that you're pulling through. So really important that we're, looking at the full landscape of who's selling your products. And then some of the other things that we are also doing is looking at other things besides just the revenue. We're also looking at training and who the partners are, what they're doing to make sure that they're looking at capabilities and we've done tiers of different training ribbons inside of Poly in our partner program, so people are investing in learning in the products. We're also looking at some of the different rebate programs that we have in place with how many deal regs are they doing, how are they taking the training. It's about capabilities as well as revenue and training. So you have an opportunity to be a little bit diversified when you're looking at the types of things you want to incentivize and influence the behavior inside of the partner community. So it's we look at many different components of that.
Super. Thanks for that, Laura. And Dawn, just in 1 minute, anything you would add that you might see different that you're doing?
No, I mean, again, I think it's a lot of what Laura touched on there is like, I think what we try to do is partners are maybe on early in their journey with us. We try to build the incentives more towards the front end, right? They're influencing the sellers in that journey, right? Because you want to get them built up, you want to get them knowledgeable, you want to help the partner start winning some business, right? And that's what's going to build them that initial profitability and warrant them to develop, further services on your solutions and help them find the next set of deals, right? And so we spend a lot of our incentives there, and then as they start to mature, we look at how we start bringing in those other elements to influence, that next level of continued growth of their overall, business with Univer.
No, super. Thanks for that, Don. I was speaking to one vendor recently that said they'd prefer to work with a partner that brings 20, 50K deals a year rather than $1 million deal a year. It's a very interesting mindset to think that's, same outcome but different path to that. Okay, Brenda, I think we have time for another poll. We're going to keep the audience as well as the panel on their toes here, Brenda. So if you want to bring up another poll.
Absolutely, and thanks to everyone who has voted so far. So this time we're asking, how often do you adjust your incentive program? Would it be monthly, quarterly, annually, if you never change it at all, and of course if you don't run incentive programs for partners?